right, Miles, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers here a little bit. This is a team that's been kind of quiet as we worked our way through the free agency period, but there's breaking news that's come out today about a Steelers move that I think is really smart. That'll be pivotal for them come the regular season. I think this is a great move by the Pittsburgh organization.
Yeah, Nick, this was a big get by the Steelers. They were able to bolster a really strong position group on this team with this move, but the draft is coming up, so the Steelers need to look once again to see how they can fill out the rest of this roster. And that's why I want to know in the comments below from the Steelers fans, with your first pick in the NFL draft, who do you want the Steelers to target? Let us know in the comments below. But Nick, what is this big move the Steelers just made?
Yeah, so early on in free agency, the Steelers lost one of their safeties, Terrell Edmonds. He signed with Philadelphia. That obviously opened up a hole in the roster, and the Steelers addressed it. This is according to NFL.com. Pittsburgh is replacing one former first-round pick with another. The Steelers have agreed to terms with veteran safety Keanu Neal on a 2-year deal. Neal's agent, David Cantor, announced via Twitter Thursday. All right, Miles, this is my opinion on this signing by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm curious what your thought is on the other side. I think this may be one of the better, quieter, under the radar moves of any team so far this offseason. I know Keanu Neal doesn't jump off the page as a big name guy, but I'm a Cowboys fan, as you know. I think he is one of the more underrated players in the entire NFL. He was only with Dallas with 1 year, 2021, but his impact was so pivotal. Neal is a guy who's so versatile. He's so tough. He's so smart. He can line up and play anywhere. Micah Parsons became Micah Parsons in Dallas because Keanu Neal in third down situations was able to line up as a linebacker and cover running backs, tight ends, maybe even blitz every now and then instead of his natural safety position. That allowed Micah Parsons to move to more of a defensive end role. The rest is, of course, history, as Micah Parsons has become one of the better players in all the NFL. That's what Keanu Neal can do. He can line up anywhere and allow your star players to do what they're good at. Keanu Neal can play safety and allow Minka to rove and force more turnovers. Keanu Neal can move into the box and allow the Steelers pass rushers to focus predominantly on pass rushing without ever having to worry about dropping into coverage, regardless of the offensive formation. Keanu Neal is basically the guy that unlocks everybody else to reach their maximum potential. And I think that's exactly what the Steelers are hoping for this guy for him here going into the future. I think this is a great move by Pittsburgh. Give me your thoughts on the signing, Miles. What you think of the Keanu Neal deal?
Nick, this was a brilliant move by the Steelers front office. Look, they lose big time corner in free agency. Again, they lose another safety in free agency. And you're thinking, man, Pittsburgh is looking dire straits as far as the DBs go. But then the GM goes out. He goes around the league. He starts making deals. You bring in a Patrick Peterson, who's still playing at a pretty high level. You have the young guy in KZ, who's looked very, very impressive so far. You have the old superstar on the team in Fitzpatrick, and now you add Neal. Like you said, it kind of completes the DB room. It brings the whole backfield together because we know the Steelers don't really have a problem with the defensive line, the pass rushers. You've got TJ Watt, you've got Highsmith, who are both elite when they are healthy. You've got Hayward up front and Ogunjobi, who maybe could break out this season, do a little bit better than he did last season. This defense looks back to being lethal again. It reminds me of Troy Polamalu days. You got two really nice safeties. You've got the good corners. The pass rush is on point, Nick. I think this move, exactly what you said, it brings everything together. It allows everyone to do what they do best because Neal can kind of fit in wherever he needs to be. So I really like this move by the Steelers. I think it makes them really strong going forward. And I think it's completing this young roster because on the offensive side of the ball, the Steelers can afford to do these kind of moves for these big-time players because he got Pickett on this rookie deal. He is not costing you a lot, and we keep going back to this over and over again. The smart GMs, the smart teams are making all the moves, the big short-term moves. You know, you say 2-year deal. It's not too long. It's not too drawn out. But you can do this because Pickett is on his rookie deal. So load up while you can and try to make your playoff push.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out here about Neal Myson, I think this just sort of kind of wraps up the entire picture. Since leaving the Atlanta Falcons after 2020, Keanu Neal has targeted teams he thinks can win right away. He went to Dallas in 2021 thinking they were poised to win. They obviously did win 12 games, won the division. He then shifted to Tampa Bay, wanted to play with Tom Brady. Obviously, they were coming off a Super Bowl victory after the 2020 campaign. He thought that was a chance to win there. They won the division. They got knocked out in the first round, but still won the division. So Keanu Neal is a guy who at this point in his career, or frankly, the last few years, has been focused on targeting teams he thinks can win now. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, in his mind, look like one of those teams. He would not have chosen the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think, if he thought that the Steelers Steelers were going to be in a long rebuild and couldn't compete right away. Keanu Neal's at the point of his career. He's been to a Super Bowl, had the heartbreak with the Falcons, has had back-to-back playoff losses the past couple seasons. He wants to see legitimate postseason success at this point in his career, and the fact that he thinks the Steelers are the place to get it is a great sign for Pittsburgh going forward. All right, Miles, we would like to give a special thanks to our partner in today's video, Neuro.
That's right, Nick. And I want you to go with me on a journey really fast. I want you to imagine this. It's 4th and goal in the big game, Nick. Your team is relying on you to make the big-time game-winning play. I know you've been in this situation before, Nick. The stadium is roaring. The clock is ticking. The game is on the line. But if only in that moment you were able to have some Neuro Gum. Neuro Gum will help you stay concentrated, and it gives you a burst of energy without a nasty crash.
That's right, Miles. Neuro has thoughtfully curated ingredients and does endless lab testing, which means that you can reach the right state of mind safely and consistently. That's the most important part. It gives you a clean burst of energy and focus without the jitters of coffee or any of those other energy drinks.
That's right, Nick. And if you click our sponsor link in the description below, you can enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.